Whoa, oh, hey, whoa, hello, friends. Hey, I've been playing with my little paper airplane here. I never really was very good at building paper airplanes. I had friends who could make the best paper airplanes that they could fly really fast and far. Mine would always sort of crash a little bit. Yeah, it's probably a good thing because we made these paper airplanes in school when you really weren't supposed to be flying paper airplanes, and so probably would have gotten me into a lot more trouble than what I typically got into, right? Well, paper airplanes can be fun to fly around. Have you ever been on an airplane? You might, if you've been, you might remember the pilot going, "All passengers, please be seated. This is your pilot speaking. Please fasten your seatbelts. Please do not move around during this flight. Please remain seated." And I'm not sure if a pilot would ever say this, but maybe they should. "And whatever you do during this flight, do not get up, open the door, and step outside." What would happen if you stepped outside during an airplane flight? Yeah, you don't want to do that. Lots of space to fall and probably die. Something bad for sure. Well, thinking about flying in the air reminds me of the phrase, "go fly a kite." Did you ever hear this phrase, "go fly a kite"? In what context? Well, the phrase is usually used or stated when someone is being asked to leave a setting. Go fly a kite. They're telling somebody to go away, leave them alone, because what that person was doing or was saying was probably fairly irritating. Sort of like Jenny and Pete. They're working on an experiment together. And Jenny tells Pete, "You know what, Pete? This experiment might work better if you actually knew what you were supposed to be doing." And Pete would say, "You know what, Jenny? Why don't you just go fly a kite?" Because Jenny's being rather annoying, so Pete tells her to go away, go fly a kite. So flying a kite in reality is usually something that someone can do alone, right? So it seems that the person is being told to go away, leave everybody else, and go be by themselves. Go fly a kite. Now, there are some other phrases that you may have heard people say that mean somewhat of the same thing, like go chase yourself, go climb a tree, go jump in the lake, go sit on a tack, ouch, go soak your head. Never heard that one before, but I've been reading it. And get lost, go take a hike, go away and stop bothering me is basically what go fly a kite and all these other phrases mean. And in reality, all of these phrases are rather impolite, don't you think? To be told to go away can make someone feel bad. And none of us like to be told to go away. What reminds me of the story from the Gospels in the New Testament where Jesus was talking to little children. And this version from Mark chapter 10 says, "People were bringing little children to Jesus. They wanted him to place his hands on them to bless them. But the disciples told them to stop." Really, he says, "Go away." And when Jesus saw this, he was angry, and he said to his disciples, "Let the little children come to me. Don't keep them away. God's kingdom belongs to people like them. What I'm about to tell you is true. Anyone who will not receive God's kingdom like a little child will never enter it." And then he took the children in his arms. He placed his hands on them to bless them. I am glad that Jesus cared for little children and all people, and he never told anyone to go fly a kite. Because of Jesus' care for people, because of his concern, people liked Jesus. They wanted to be around him. Luke 9:11 says, "The crowds learned about this and followed Jesus. He welcomed them and spoke to them about God's kingdom. He also healed those who needed to be healed." I'm sorry if you have been told at some point in your life to go fly a kite. That wasn't very polite. But I want you to know that you matter to God. He will not tell you to go away. He will never tell you to go fly a kite or go jump in a lake or go soak your head or go sit on a tack or get lost. No, that's not God's way. God's way invites us to come to him. And we should be that type of people too, I guess, don't you think? That we shouldn't be telling people to go fly a kite or to go take a hike, but rather we should be people who are welcoming others to learn about God, to learn about Jesus and the gospel of Jesus Christ. Well, I'm going to fly my airplane here a little bit more and play here in my office. So you have a day that's filled with joy and a day that's filled with peace. All right, see you later.